Hey guys, it's Friday, February 24th, best day of the week. Who doesn't like Friday? And this is Newswave. So let's get started today with what seems to be a kind of a large issue, and that is the Joy-Con connectivity issues. This seems to be kind of coming up everywhere now. Game Explained did a very good showing of this, where if you cover the Joy-Con, let's say you're using it here, if you cover it, it will stop getting actual information from the Switch, and it will start dropping connection. And this seemed to happen when he had it here or behind his back, and it's hard to say what the problem is. More than likely it's an issue with the Joy-Con, but also with the tablet part at the same time with Bluetooth 3.0, and that could be a couple things. It could be strength of signal, it could be the firmware set up to recognize the Joy-Con in low power state, or what I would say in this case, low range state or low power between the two, because if Bluetooth starts to get interruptions in front of it, for example, if it is covered up and the signal becomes weak, there's a chance that the Switch tablet does not understand that that Joy-Con is still connected and still receives signal from it. So I do think that this could be solved in, say, a firmware upgrade or a patch that comes out hopefully day one. I cannot imagine that Nintendo is sleeping on this one, because this is a big deal. This means that the Joy-Cons could be rendered useless or unplayable at certain times depending on how you're holding it. I mean, this is almost like, it kind of reminds me of when the iPhone 4 came out and you had to hold it a certain way or you would lose connection to the cell tower by holding it kind of like this. So I hope this is just something that is easy to patch. I do think it will be fixable in a patch. I don't think the Joy-Cons are faulty or anything outside of software. I don't think there's a hardware issue. I wish I had a Joy-Con so I could take it apart and look, because believe it or not, there are ways to extend antennas internally, and maybe that's, if it's still doing this, maybe there's an experiment out there for me to do the weekend the Switch comes out with the Joy-Con, but we'll see if that patch fixes it. Speaking of that day one patch for the Switch, we also found out that that patch will also add eShop capabilities online with social media and everything for the Switch. Nintendo has said that this patch will go live ahead of the March 3rd release. I assume that means like March 2nd it'll be live for reviewers and previewers to look at as well, but this will give us access to eShop purchases and just looking at the eShop apparently, online multiplayer, sharing images, social networks. Remember how you take a picture with that share button and you can label it and then you can put it on things, I assume, like Twitter and Facebook, and then just connecting to public internet hotspots. Yes, that has been addressed. I remember we were all concerned about that because there is a portal of some kind that is needed. It sounds like Nintendo heard that because there is not a web browser natively with it. There will be some way to still do that. It'll be built in with like a web applet like I was talking about a few days ago. So that'll be all taken care of in the initial patch. You'll just have to download it when you first connect to the internet on March 3rd. And from there, you'll have all this connectivity and all these features set up after that. And if you were disappointed in Halo 5's lack of split-screen multiplayer, like I was, because whenever I had Halo, when I was growing up with it, obviously, from Halo 1 all the way up to Reach and Halo 4, you always had split-screen action. In this case, Halo 5, they removed it for some reason. I don't know why, but yesterday, there was a speech at the Gaming Minded DICE Summit, and Microsoft's head of its 343 Studios group said there will be multiplayer split screen going forward in all Halo games. Now, the head of the 343 Studios is Bonnie Ross, and they talked about how not having split screen eroded players, was their saying, and I agree, because Halo was always that game where I could go over to a friend's house, whether it's Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 1, any of them, and you can play together on the same screen with split screen action. It was great. I loved Halo 3 for that. Halo 2 was great for that. You only needed one Xbox, one game, 4 controllers, and you just go and you play online, you play together. I loved the fact that was the first real game I played where everybody could have their own screen, obviously on the one large screen, but you could all play together. And if you didn't have an Xbox Live account, you can play as a guest with your friend. So you could still play online in social matches. And I think that was great. That really made Halo seem like a couch shooter that was there to stay. And then Halo 5 comes out and I think ruined the whole appeal of Halo in the first place, which is the fact that you and some friends can play together on the same screen. It was always like that, and they kind of took it away, and that really hurt my impressions of Halo 5. I'm glad that they realized that was a mistake, and it sounds like Halo 6, whenever that does decide to come out, which Honestly, at this point, Microsoft may need to push that forward. Maybe we see it at E3. I don't know. But I do see the actual split screen part coming back, and I'm excited for that because that's what made Halo Halo. So with that, guys, let's jump back to the Switch. There's so much Switch stuff happening right now. It's crazy. We had Game Explain take Zelda Breath of the Wild and just max out the Switch with full brightness, Wi-Fi, the whole deal. The Switch was still able to pull 2.5 hours or so with Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is still pretty good considering your blasting brightness, you have Wi-Fi on. Basically, you're turning on everything you can just to drain the battery. 2.5 hours with a game like Breath of the Wild, which is a massive, massive game, is impressive. I do think you will still need to travel with a portable battery of some kind to charge it if you're going on a plane, like a plane ride, or you're going on the train or something. However, a lot of those places now I know are starting to come equipped with outlets, which is great. So you can kind of just plug it in. But still, I would travel with some kind of portable battery pack just to make sure it doesn't die on you completely. And we'll see. But the fact that this system is playing console-level games on the go like that and giving you 2.5 hours is not bad. I assume we've turned the brightness down a little bit. Maybe you get close to the 3-hour mark they were saying, but I will find out for myself in about a week. I'm sure you guys will too. And here we go. Virtual Console is not making the Nintendo Switch launch. I think a lot of us were really hoping for something from the Virtual Console at launch. It does not seem to be the case. It seems like we're going to have eShop purchases, which I'll get to in a minute, but there will be no Virtual Console. I think we were all hoping for GameCube, Super Nintendo, anything really, but seems like Virtual Console will be announced to us later on, probably in a direct, I hope, before E3. E3's in June, of course. Middle of June, I think now. So hopefully we see it before then, because then E3, they can announce things like GameCube games to us if they want to. But no, Virtual Console will not be making that launch. The eShop will be set up, though, like we would all hope, and we will have some games we can download. So without Virtual Console, I guess they decided they had to put something in there. So as reported by plenty of news outlets, plenty of people, and Nintendo themselves, Fast RMX, which is a game I was very much looking forward to, and Shovel Knight are coming at launch. So you guys can watch me play Fast RMX on Friday. How awesome is that? Yes, Fast RMX is awesome. It's like the F-Zero game that's coming out, and I will be looking forward to playing that a good bit. Shovel Knight I've already played a lot, but it's great because it's portable, and I like that studio a lot because their game is awesome. So I will still be buying Shovel Knight again from my computer just to play it again because it is an awesome game. And of course, the new one is coming out as well, so I'll be playing that too. But Fast RMX, very happy. I was worried that would get pushed to April. It's great to see that it's coming out at launch. Oh, and we reported that Binding of Isaac was going to miss launch. Originally, I thought it was going to come out at launch. It looks like it's missing it. But it looks like Amazon, Best Buy, all the sites have now posted it for launching March 17th, and it's going to have that physical copy as well. Seems like maybe they pushed it back to get the physical copy out, I assume. The game is probably done, but they wanted to put that physical copy out. Probably wasn't going to make it the launch window, so they had to push it back a few weeks. March 17th appears to be the date that it's coming out. Not bad, about 2 weeks after launch. I think most people will be able to live with that, considering Zelda is going to take up most of the first month for a lot of us. But it's great to see a physical copy, March 17th, Binding of Isaac. And the last bit of news comes to us from Lego City Undercover. It actually has a release date now. It's coming out April 4th. And Lego City Undercover is actually a really cool game. If you've never played it, I would check it out for the Switch. I think it'll be awesome as a handheld game as well, considering it's a huge game. It's an awesome game. It's kind of like the Lego version of Grand Theft Auto almost, but it was a very, very cool game overall. I remember I got the Wii U because it was only on the Wii U. Officially, that was one of the big reasons I got the Wii U at the time. Of course, that and all the other Nintendo classics on there, and then Xenoblade really pulled me in too. But Lego City Undercover was a cool game. I know it's coming to PC and Steam as well, but it is going to launch on the Switch April 4th. That's another game that's very close to launch, about a month later, and April does need game support because we've seen that the games coming out in March, not a ton, but some. April definitely needs that second month is very important. April really needs some games in there. Mario Kart comes later on in the month, but they definitely need some more games like Lego City Undercover to help bolster that April lineup. That's it for Newswave today, guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know think about any of the stuff we talked about today, whether you are worried about the Joy-Con issues with the Switch. I think the patch hopefully will fix it. If it doesn't, then it's time to panic or get concerned about it. But I'll also be using the Pro Controller more than Joy-Cons anyway, so it won't bother me much, but I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that it will affect. And are you excited that Halo is going to start bringing back split screen now from now on, because I really missed it during Halo 5. I don't know if you guys did, but that was a real letdown for me when I saw that it was not going to have split screen. Let me know what you think, guys. I will see you next time.